Hello and welcome to day 11 of my 31 days of horror. My name is Hyena73, and like every stream I've done, this stream is made to raise awareness for multiple sclerosis. At the moment, there are 23,700 Australians with multiple sclerosis, at least of the last census. There's probably more now. 11,400 of these have a profound or severe case of it, which means that they have to take restricted duties or take a different kind of work. Because it's a disease of the central nervous system, it affects people in different ways. People have different symptoms, and because of that, a lot of people don't quite understand what MS is like, or sometimes people even don't know that someone is a sufferer of MS, just because of the fact that they don't show the symptoms outwardly. Now, now, the idea of these streams is to raise awareness for multiple sclerosis, but in particular for you to go and visit msaustralia.org.au. I'm not affiliated with them, or they're not supporting me in any way, but it is the one foundation in Australia that supports people with MS by providing them information and also services which they can use. Let's get started. So this is Resident Evil. It is a remake of the 1996 PlayStation 1 survival horror. This is the GameCube version that I'm playing, because I believe the GameCube version is the better version. Like, after playing the GameCube version, there's really no need to play the other ones. It's not the same. So this version was actually released in 2002 on the GameCube, and then it's gone and been ported to like the Wii, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 3 and 4, Xbox One, Xbox 360. I think it's on Windows as well. The game is made by Shinji Mikami, and this was going to be originally a remake, like the original game. It was going to be a remake of Sweet Home, which I covered, I believe, on day 2, if I remember correctly. So if you're interested about the origins of this kind of, go check out day 2. I might put a little annotation if I figure out how to do that. I'm still new to the whole YouTube thing, to be completely honest. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, let's jump right in. So while the movie is playing, all right. So mountains. I might just look. So there's these questions at the beginning that determine your like the difficulty. I might just go easy because I'm a wimp. But I'll go, instead of Jill, I'll go with Chris, because Jill is the easier of the two, but I'll go with Chris because he's more interesting. All right, so before I begin talking about the game and just providing general commentary, I might just quickly talk about how I started getting into, like, how I became interested in MS, and how I became interested in doing some kind of awareness thing for it. So, long story short, about 5 years ago, maybe, my brother-in-law got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. He got it really bad. He was in his late 20s or early 30s when he got diagnosed. And basically the way that it affects him is he lost his sight, and he has certain motor function problems. So he's got 80% vision in one eye, 20% vision in the other. It's really bad. So anyway, obviously that affected my sister. He's like, that's his wife, right? My sister, and affected their family and our family. At the same time, my brother-in-law also found out that his sister had MS, and she's blind in both eyes, I think. Anyway, so you know, I looked into it because I really didn't know what MS was. I used to do the MS Readathon, which was a charity thing they used to have here in Australia. I think they still do it. Um, but I only did it because, you know, I like to read and I figured what the hell. I never really knew what MS was, didn't understand it. And then when I started reading into it, I realized what a horrible, horrible disease it was. So anyway, so then, you know, like I said, you know, I started looking into it because my brother-in-law had it. And then about a year after that, a friend from work who has done a few streams with me, he done the Silent Hill stream. His name is Unreal 73. Sorry, his name is Totally Unreal. Sorry, I'm Hyena 73. Sorry, his name is Totally Unreal. He that's obviously his handle. It's not his real name. I'm sure he won't mind, but like his name is Jared. But anyway, um, I um, I found out that he recently found out that he had multiple sclerosis, and in fact, in one of our videos, which I'll annotate again, he actually goes into detail about what it's like living with multiple sclerosis and what kind of symptoms he demonstrates. Anyway, so suddenly I found out that a whole bunch of people in my life have been affected by multiple sclerosis, and I thought, well, what can I do? Like, I thought, look, I love reading still, but I don't have the time to just read like 4 or 5 or 6, or I used to read 10 books in a week, because I work. Like my job is not YouTube. Like I actually have a job, and because I don't have the time, I couldn't do the MS Readathon. Also, they do charity runs and stuff, but I'm crap at that. I am. I'm not a fit guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like a huge blob, but I'm certainly not fit. Anyway, I thought, well, what else can I do? And then I looked up a like I was just looking up walkthroughs and let's plays and that, and I saw there was a place called Awesome Games Done Quick, or that's an event. There was an event called Awesome Games Done Quick. Now, I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably heard of it. For those who haven't, Awesome Games Done Quick is an event that's held twice a year. So one in summer in the States in January, and that one's called Summer Games Done Quick, and one in winter around July or June called Awesome Games Done Quick. And basically it's a whole bunch of speedrunners, which I think within 48 hours or so, they speed run a whole bunch of retro games and some newer games. For those who don't know, speedrunning is when you basically just smash through the game and run as fast as you can through the game. So I started looking into that, and I'm like, well, I like games, and maybe I could do something like that. Now I'm not talented enough to do speedruns. I'm not that good, but I like playing games. I like talking about games. Maybe I can just do that. Now, because I've never done YouTube or anything like that, it's been hard to kind of get it going, just because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Um, so long story short, I I started making some videos, and my sister supports me, and my wife supports me, who has done like a couple of streams with me. She's Zootopia 73. I think I done the alien. Well, let's see, which one did I do? Did Dark Seed with her, which I'll put here in an annotation, and I did what else did I do? I did Alien Resurrection with her, and oh crap! Oh crap! Too busy talking. Damn it! ah, piss off. Anyway, and so because I don't know what I'm doing, it's hard for me to get these things really going. So anyway, I started just I made my Instagram public as soon as I started doing the Halloween streams, and there you go. So recently I figured out too how to monetize videos, which that explains the ads. Now keep in mind, I know that there's ads at the front of the videos, but you know, one, they're skippable, and two, like if I ever one day make any kind of profit from this, all the money from the ads are going to go to MS Australia anyway. I did at first start kind of asking people for donations, but that didn't feel right. Because the thing is, to be completely honest, I'm a suspicious guy, and I wouldn't want to give money to some random on YouTube asking for money. However good the cause seems, it just seems a bit not right. Does that make sense? So because it just doesn't seem right for me to give money to people on YouTube, I've stopped doing it. And I should take off the little donate thing from my Twitch channel, but I just haven't used the Twitch channel for a while. So that's pretty much why I'm doing this. So I know that it's a lot to ask, but you know, please spread the word. I'm not in it for the money. So yeah. So yeah, I'm not in it for the money, but I do need the support to make any. Oh crap! I'm gonna die. To make any sort of difference. Oh crap! I'm so dead. Because the thing is, like I said, it's really. I'm an idiot. All right, let's start again. But anyway, so like I said, I need the support to make any sort of a difference. I'm hoping that one day I could have approval from MS Australia to mention them without having to give the disclaimer at the beginning. I also want to be able to just link their like put an ad at the beginning of my videos or at the end for MS Australia with their approval. Look, I know, and also the thing is, I know that these videos are like an hour long, and the last thing I want is someone who has not got the time to feel like they have to watch all of it. I don't think that it's fair that they watch the whole thing. Yes, sometimes it might be interesting, and if you want to watch the whole thing, by all means watch the whole thing, but at the end of the day, it really is just, I just want the beginning so you know why I'm doing this, and just spread the word. You don't need to sit through the whole thing, especially if you're not into games. Don't feel forced to do it. So anyway, now that I've kind of covered that, I'll get cracking on this, and I'll actually put in an effort. Okay, so I died already. Now you can see how quickly you can die in this game. Now, so now that I've finished embarrassing myself in this game, let's put some more thought into it. All right. So let me talk about this game for a bit. So basically, not that this game needs much of an introduction, but this is the game that kind of started, not this one in particular, but the original is the game that kind of started the whole survival horror craze. Some people say that this is the granddaddy of all horror games. I think that title goes more to Sweet Home. But I have, I do believe this is one of the ones that made it mainstream. Some people also say that this is the first third-person horror game. That's not true. Prior to this, there were a whole bunch of third-person survival horror games. Most notably, it was Alone in the Dark for the PC. That to me is like the third person survival horror game. So yeah, like that's the one that I think is the big one, you know. So anyway, let's kill this zombie. What happens? Okay, so is it dead? Yeah. So see how the bloods came out the bottom? That means it's dead. Oh, I should have said too. This is obviously a mature game, so there's gonna be violence. I apologize in advance if you're easily offended. By all means, you know, don't watch it if you're easily offended or you don't like violence and stuff. All right. So the other thing about survival horror games, in particular games like this one, is that whole inventory management. So you've only got a limited amount of spots to carry stuff in. Um, so a lot of the time, especially with stuff like this. Oh crap! Ah crap! Crap! Come on! Come on! Get off! Get off! You jackass! So yeah. Anyway, especially with herbs and stuff like that. A lot of the time, it's best to just leave them there, and if you need them later, you know, you use them. See how it says caution? So that means I'm not in the best shape. So let's see. I keep seeing like a little blink, a little like sparkle in the bloody mirror. See? I don't know what I'm supposed to pick up. Ah, maybe that's it. Yes, I'll take the golden arrow. Alright, ammo. That'll come in handy. Alright, maybe I should just use up this. And now I can take the ammo. So, these are very slow moving games. There's a lot of, like I said, inventory management, and you have to shuffle things around and stuff like that. It's just one of the things that come with this genre of games. Like, because my streams don't go for more than an hour, I don't expect that we're going to get very far. It's just a fact. We're not going to get very far. Ah, you son of a bitch. No, 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 no. Don't bite me. Ah, you idiot. All right. You jerk. Oh crap, you're serious? Ah, I killed you, man! Alright, you're dead now. Also, with these games, puzzle solving is a big part of it. So it's very much like an old school adventure game. You pick up this, use it there, you know, that kind of thing. It's very much steeped in that adventure game mentality. It just adds that extra level of tension by making you very, very vulnerable. It's locked from the other side. Let's just get rid of this. Examine. Alright, by the way, like, I did play this like about a year ago, which is why I kind of know what I'm doing. But I still don't remember a lot. There's a lot of stuff that I'm probably forgetting to do. Every year or so, I do bust open my GameCube and just have a play. Like, I think the GameCube is so underrated. Such a cool little console. It's got some cracking games on it, which we will cover in a few of the streams. This being the first GameCube game, but it's certainly not going to be the last. Like some like this one, for example, it is a port, like, yeah, but it's still a cracking game. Actually, as of right now, this game is free on the as of right now, this game is free on the what's it called? PlayStation Store for PlayStation customers, so PSN customers. So if you want to try this out, and you happen to have a PlayStation with a subscription, by all means, give this a crack. It's quite good. It is very old school. So if you're not used to games like this, where there's you know, it's more methodical. You know, you might like it. Okay, self-defense items. crap. Yeah, nice. That'll keep them down. When that happens, that's pretty much they're not gonna get up. So it's all good. All right, map of the mansion. How do I get the damn sword? I mean the sword key. So there's 4 types of keys in this game. They've all got. Actually, is this the one I'm thinking of? Yeah, yeah. So there's 4 types of keys in this game. There's helmet, shield, sword, and something else. Can't remember. Yeah, there's helmet, shield, and sword, and there's one other. And that's just a trope of Resident Evil. Like there's always some kind of mansion or facility, and there's there's keys that you have to collect. I believe in Resident Evil 2. Now, I could be wrong, but I think in Resident Evil 2, it's not helmet and key and all that, but it's like suits from a card, so it's like spade and club and all that jazz. Armor, there you go. So it's helmet, shield, helmet, shield, sword, and armor. There you go. So anyway, so there's always that kind of like keys. I think most games in this have some weird thing, like some weird labeling system for the keys. Except for Resident Evil, from Resident Evil 4 onwards, they just stuck to like just normal keys. But it's a very different game to this. The last game that was like this that they made, and when I'm saying like this, I mean like traditional, oh, that must be it. Traditional, tank controls, survival horror style. Ah, yes. Was this one? Oh no, sorry. Was what like this? Sorry, was I believe it was Resident Evil. No, I think it was Resident Evil. The one online. It was called Resident Evil Raccoon City. I think it was. Yeah, Resident Evil Raccoon City. Something like that. Anyway, the point is, that was the one that, the last one that was made like this. In case you don't know what tank controls are, basically it works like this, right? So I'm here. If I push forward, that walks forward. If I push backwards, he walks backwards. If I push to the left or right, he turns. So it's annoying because sometimes with games like this, you want to when you want to run away quickly, it's very hard to keep like a track of how you're doing it and stuff like that, and which way you're facing. But the new remake adds a little 180, which helps somewhat. So, no, I'll leave it there. Oh, yeah, I can't do this. I gotta come back for this. So yeah, one of the cool little things about this game is the way that it hides loading times. Is it does that whole thing with it does that thing with the doors. So that stops stuff from the outside. That kind of keeps the action flowing instead of showing like a loading screen. Um, Silent Hill doesn't really do that. You still get a bit of a loading screen, especially in number two. But it's it's done very classy, so it's all right. It's very classy. Oh, man, I can't remember how to get the damn key, man. Because this game uses pre-rendered 3D backgrounds, and all it has to do is render a few things. Like for instance, in this shot, my character is rendered, and so are the little flames and stuff. But everything else is static. That's why this game kind of holds up still, and that's why Capcom decided to remaster this game. It's actually a really good game to remaster, just because it's it's a little bit timeless. Um, Might as well save. So the way you save in this game is you go like this. There you go. So those two other ones are my clear games from the other. Like I think the last time I played this was about a year ago, or this year. I can't exactly remember. But anyway, I digress. That's how you save the game. Oops. All right. Just kind of going around in circles, aren't I? Okay. What haven't I tried? Okay, I haven't gone. Okay, I can't go anywhere there. Let's see. I can't go there. I can't go up. Well, I've gone all there. What am I missing? What am I missing? Alright, I guess I could go down here. it's locked. Alright. Now, by the way, like, despite what you might think, playing 31 games, 31 survival horror games and Halloween-based games in 31 days is not as easy as it sounds. Like, I know I'm just kind of playing games and oh, you know, whatever. But the thing is, it's very tense. Like, sometimes I don't feel like, look, I love playing games. I always feel like playing games. But sometimes I don't feel like playing survival horror games. Like, especially me, because I've got a nervous disposition. It's very stressful to play like survival horror games. I can't just, I got to get in the mood to play them. Especially like, ooh, especially, oh, come on, yes. Especially games like this, I have to be in the mood to play them, and that's not always the case. So, like for instance, tomorrow I have to play The Suffering. Um, the Suffering is it's a pretty heavy game, and I have to feel like playing it. Um, don't get me wrong, I love the game; it's awesome. Um, but I do have to feel like it. I can't just start playing it. Um, so I got to psych myself up to play it. Thankfully, I got a friend joining me tomorrow, Ludwig, the same one that did Clock Tower with me. So he'll like to play that. Like that'll be a bit more interesting for him. Um, there's another inspiration for what I'm doing, and that's a guy on the internet called Yahtzee Croshaw. Now he used to he's a video game journalist, and he used to be an Australian video game journalist. What happened though is he has now moved to the United States, so unfortunately we lost him. But anyway, when he lived here in Australia, and he lived in Brisbane, which is north of Sydney, where I am. But anyway, when he lived in Australia, he had a friend there called Gabriel Norton, and him and Gabriel would do these things called Let's Drown Out, which is basically them playing a game and talking crap over it. Sometimes they would talk about like the game industry. Other times they would just talk about movies. But it was quite interesting and quite entertaining because the game was there in the background, but they just they played they just spoke about other stuff. Um, unlike many unlike many people who do playthroughs or let's plays where they're just talking about the game or they're just going oh no and reacting to it, which can be fun. I'm guilty of doing that too. I've done plenty of that. But I think it's much more interesting when you hear a dynamic between two people. That's why I think it's so much fun when I do them with like Thief Ben or with Totally Unreal or Ludwig. It's just more fun when there's two people talking because you feel like you're there playing with them or playing with a bunch of friends as opposed to just listening to a guy play. Which is why I try to get people to join me because one, I'm not that interesting, and two, I'm not very like it's not very fun just listening to one guy talk, unless he's got something really good to say. And like I said, I don't want to make things like too overly heavy. I don't want to talk about um, like I don't want to talk about Ah, yes, that's how you do it. Yes. So I don't want to get like what's it called? You know, too heavy. I don't want to talk about politics or religion or anything like that. But it's pretty hard for me without somebody to bounce off to talk about other stuff, um, like games or movies. Because my opinion is one, but I like a counter opinion, or even if it's my if somebody reflects my opinion, at least that way I can bounce stuff off them. You know what I mean? Like, oh crap, this is the dog bit, isn't it? No, I think the dog bit comes when I go from the other angle. No, okay. When I come from the same direction, something cool happens. I'll make it happen before the end of the video. I'll make it happen. No, I can't go in there yet. Well, I can go in there yet, but there's no point. There's a shotgun in there. I need a broken shotgun to put in there. So there's no point of me going in there. No. So this is how you store items in the game. Like I said, this is a big part of it. so alright, so because we're 46 minutes, I'll make that happen. Only because it's a very famous part of the game. I'll make it happen. I'll probably die, but it'll be good for a laugh. And then after I make it happen, I'll leave that area and I'll call it quits. Yeah. There you go. What a waste of what a waste of bullets. I mean. So that's what the dagger does. It lets me stab, or attached to me, or like zombies that are attached to me. Yes. Okay. So I'll make this happen. We'll have a good laugh, and then I'll call it quits. All right. The dogs. Get off me, jackass. Here we go. Famous dog scene. There are a few other scenes that are famous, but they're too far in. That'll do. All right, so I might as well call it there because nothing else exciting is gonna happen for a long time. So I'll just stand here and look all cool. All right, so okay, so that's a taste of Resident Evil, the remake for the Nintendo GameCube. As before, this is a stream made to raise awareness for multiple sclerosis. Please, if you have any questions or if you have any, if you want more information on multiple sclerosis, please visit www.msaustralia.org.au. That's msaustralia.org.au. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. They do not support me. I'm just a guy trying to do something with something good with something he loves. So like I said, visit them for more information. Tomorrow we'll be hitting up, like I said, we'll be doing The Suffering, which is a cracking game. Very different to this, more action-packed. So if you like action, tune into that one. You'll get more of it. But anyway, until next time, I'm Hyena73. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.